I am here in the test server getting to know the Mother of Crows, which is the new boss that we will encounter here in the Immortal Codex. The Forerunner server is getting a first glance at her and getting a first shot at her here in the first round of this Immortal Codex rotation. And it appears that it is going to be the third one for the global server. So, yep, everybody's going to get to try it out right away. Here's what I've learned so far from this Mother of Crows is essentially she will be releasing crows that go across the map. We need to eliminate them, okay? Because if we do that, we then bring her out into a weakened state, and that's when we can do the damage to her that we need to do in order to get the point rewards. And you can see here that 2,200,000 is going to be the top end here to get triple S, and it certainly be something for everybody else to encounter. When it comes to the boss rush, as soon as we enter, we increase the rage regen speed of our heroes, and we get a stackable buff upon killing the monsters, increasing our anti-air damage up to 30% for 10 seconds. One of the things about this boss, though, is that she will come in and every time she triggers her Unholy Trinity, she will then gain attack and penetration. She will be able to do more damage. Brannon is apparently her name, so she transforms into the 3 dead crows, so you will see that, and they become invisible and on target during that Unholy Pact. So if we don't bring the crows down, we can't bring the boss in her weakened state, so we lose time. So that's essentially what we do. So we want to bring these guys out as soon as we can. Is essentially what happens in this whole thing. Here in the Unholy Trinity, she casts her skills. There are 3 different effects. If we get the Blood Beak, we're going to get damage dealt onto all the heroes. If we get the chains, then it starts reducing our attack speed. And if we get the curse, our rage just gets knocked down. And then we get continuous damage here as well. One of the things too that I've seen this, at least from I think it's the curse, is that we get a little venom placed on us, and that deals damage over time. So it's a little bit quicker that she can get us down. There's also these midnight stacks that we're supposed to keep an eye on, because if she gains 4, she will go into pitch black and eventually wipes the whole map out. And then that's it. The run is over. But if we can get her into the twilight state, then the midnight stacks to reset. So far, everything that I'm seeing and how all the heroes, the roster that we have available to us, these are the heroes that are going to do well. It's going to be the single target heroes. There's probably some combinations here that I could try. I've been trying Beelzebub, okay? And again, this is all just a preview. Yes, it's a very heavy roster that I'm using here in the test server just to get an idea of what we're going to need to do. But it looks like right now is single target hitters that are going to come into play here. We could bring in, like Beelzebub if we want to kind of CC those crows. But one of the things about the crows is that eventually, yes, we're going to be able to CC them, but eventually we're going to be, they're going to kind of get a reduction on the CC after a while. So here it reduces the duration of CC effects on their own. Every time after being under control for 5 seconds, they gain 4 seconds of control immunity. So it's like, yes, we can control it, we can slow them down so they get hit, but eventually just the CC wipes out. So essentially it's either a race on trying to time things so you can bring them down, or if you want to bring some CC and try to get them, get the cast that you're putting with the CC unit in there. So let me just go through one run, and then you're all going to get an idea of what I've been trying to get to know here with the heroes. Now, one of the things that I am getting at least familiar with is this red one, this red crow, and that's the one that I'm going to keep an eye on, because that seems to be the one that restores the health of our heroes here. Now, don't worry too much about where, right now, this is all, again, practice. So I'm trying to get familiar with the positions here, what works best for me. But don't worry too much about, in terms of where you're placing your heroes when it comes to targeting the boss, because they'll activate their ultimates wherever they are. And it's the crows. You just have to time it with the crows. So here it go. Would have probably helped a little bit if I would have had the ultimates activated already on Hex and Silas, so we could do more damage to the boss there. But you can see here the timer, we only have 524 to get the boss into the boss rush mode and get as much damage as we can. So here we go. Now we enter this and we're going to try to do some damage here as much as we can. There we go. Now it disappears. The crows are out. So now let's try to get these crows out of the way. And I'm going to try to time this as well. Now, if they go out of range, essentially if they go out of the ultimate range, then they're not able to get targeted. So that's one of the disadvantages of this. So we got to make sure that we time this as best as we can. So there is one burst already. So she's gaining attack. So that's not something that I want to see. And now here, I'm going to just activate this ultimate, see if we can wipe this crow out of the way. And come on, there we go. Now the boss can take some damage here. Now we enter the boss rush stage, and this is where we can start doing some damage. So our goal now is going to be to try to get these crows out of the way as soon as possible. We don't want to let them hang around too much, because see, every time the boss then does a skill, she's gaining attack. She's going to do something to us. So in this one here, it looks like we got the curse applied to us. So here we're going to get damage over time. And at the same time, we're getting a raged disrupted. So I'm just trying to activate. I haven't played Sargox yet. So here we go. Now we're going to let Lady A do as much damage as we can here. See if we can get Hex to start bringing some down here. Burst damage. Get some health back at the same time. Okay, so there we had one, I think. Okay, so there goes Yuri. Now let's do some damage to the boss. Here we go. And I'm worried about Sargak here. So hopefully we can get some health on him. Let's see if we can get one of these scrolls. No, not yet there. Okay, let's... Eventually, over time, too, these scrolls start gaining HP. And they become a little bit tougher to bring down. Okay, yeah, Sargak is in danger. Let's see here. We can bring him down. Right, and Lady A there. Let me see if I can. Okay, there we go. It's not optimal, but we're going to let Iovar's ult go. So here we go. We're trying to do as much damage as we can here. And we go through another round to try to see if we can bring these crows down. Okay, and they're gonna enter Yuri's. No, we can't do anything with Iovar yet. All right, let's see if we can. So we got curse applied to us again. So that's not good. So our rage region is gonna get knocked down a little bit. You see how it gets knocked back? So that's what we're trying to avoid. Okay, now we go through another round. Trying to time this a little bit. Okay, and they're going to enter the field here. She's going to do one of her moves. Yeah, we got slapped there a little bit. Okay, and let's see if we can enter this state here. Okay. Definitely the crows are becoming stronger. Now let's see if I can activate Silas so this guy's on the background can get some damage in. Okay, here we go. Well, it's Sagako, but I have a feeling that he's not going to make it. Right? Let's go again. There we go. Okay, so there he goes. And we got curse applied to us again. So we're going to see if Silas and that. And so then you saw that big burst. And then we're just done. We're cooked for. So that's essentially what this will entail. And so that's why we have to bring this crows down as soon as we can. To make sure that we can get the boss into the weakened state. And we also have to eliminate... we have to prepare ourselves for those bursts of damage that that she does. The only other thing that I can tell you, at least from this preview, so I tried, let me see the battle record here of what I was experimenting with. So yeah, so first glance, at least I thought that this looked a little bit like it was going to entail marksman. So here you saw me bring the Beelzebub for inspiration and the slow and the CC effect, and that was working well. And so you can see that that's where the high score came in. Because it did benefit me trying to slow things down for everybody else to get a shot at them, right? So, and what we can expect from the Mother of Crows. Eventually, I do imagine that there'll be a tune here that we will be able to come up with to make sure that we can get the triple S. So here, I'm just gonna try to see if we can slow things down. So one of the other things is that we can overload one side here. We try to slow things down and we try to spank people with it. So here we go. Just slow. There we go. And Yuri is trying to. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna save a couple of these here. There we go. Right, so there's the boss doing the damage. That was a quick rotation there. Right, let's see. Here, let me save Beelzebub. And then we'll slow things down again. Give everybody more time. Okay, there we go. So they walk into Beelzebub's flies, and let me see here. We'll just activate ultimates. Let's try to get as much damage as we can here. And as soon as he goes, I go. There we go. Let's slow things down. And all right, so he did it. He did a little bit of a burst of damage, and here we go. We'll just keep going there. All right. Oh, Beelzebub is ready, so we'll activate that. Let's take advantage of the CC and make sure that we can get rid of them. And again, my goal right now is just to bring this boss into the weakened state as quickly as we can and not allow her to do as many of these unholy moves on us. So here, as soon as Beelzebub is ready, I will trigger it. Okay, and no, not yet. Let's slow down here, and let's make sure. Okay, so here we go. Boss is going to do a move. Let's try to eliminate these. Man, their health is just thick. Okay, here we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. All right, there we go. We hit the boss. They're gonna reset again. So now my goal is to get Beelzebub back up. There we go. Slow things down. So there we're activating. Okay, there we go. We go again. Now we're at A+. Oh man, this is gonna get I don't like this. Okay, so here we go. I think I'm gonna go ahead, slow things down. So here come the other ones. Let's see how much damage I can do to them on this side. So you know, the CC effect does play a big role in this. And for me, it's just trying to get... there we go. So typically, I would just tape a good run and then show it to you. But I'm just doing this as I go, as I'm learning. Figure it would be a good way to introduce it. And then you guys can make any comments below and ask what ideas you might have to contend with this. But this is kind of the first set of ideas that I had once I got to know what the boss and these crows were about. And there we go. We're doing as much damage as we can. All right, here we go. Beelzebub. All right, Beelzebub, help me out here. So we're down to, it looks like 80 seconds. Okay, the boss did hit on that one. That one hurt. All right, so I'm trying here to see if we can get Yuri to help us out. I'm just gonna... Oh my goodness, that one hurt. That one hurt. All right. All right, so we didn't do a good enough job to deal with the crows. And there we go. Well, I'll tell you what. For messing around with this for a couple hours, double S is not that bad. So we'll keep perfecting the tunes. I think I have a general idea now as to things are working. For those of you that don't have Lady A, just, use your single target heroes. It's just essentially what it looks like. And I don't think mages are going to help. Even though it says that its magic resistance is a little below, you can tell the health of those crows. They're going to be more specific to single target damage. So that's what I would go. And it doesn't even recommend heroes, so you're pretty much finding this out on the fly. So hey, double S for a couple hours of play, I will take that for now. So and if you have any ideas of how to place them or anything like that, or other CC heroes that I could bring in, I know that I'm going to try Talon too, see if I can get her to do something in here. But that's essentially what you can look forward to. That's what the Mother of Crows is all about. And, now you know what type of hero you're going to need to get a good score on this Immortal Codex Boss. Thank you all very much for tuning and watching. I will see you all in the next Watch of Realms video.